Hey there guys, it's KC in the house again, and today I was going to talk about the ANC, then I was going to talk about corruption. That's about the same thing, right? So let's go. The ANC government have turned looting, plundering, stealing into an art form, which they have become masters of the trade. But in SA, it's not termed stealing, because that's a criminal offense. In South Africa, we call it various names like state capture, maladministration, and wasteful and irregular expenditure, but never theft, because theft requires charges, court, justice, and possible jail time. State capture, maladministration, and wasteful and irregular expenditure results in inquiries, probes, and investigations, all of which cost the taxpayer, and the culprits, well, you know. So when Cyril Mama made 500 billion rands available, the lackeys were licking their lips and warming their hands. How do they get their share on this money? Some of the glaring examples of corruption, looting, wasteful and irregular expenditure in the past few months of COVID, I will tell you. The UIF paid out 5.7 million rand to one single individual. The lucky individual went from having 12 rand in his bank account to having 5.7 million rand in his bank account. Within a few days, that money was disbursed, meaning gone. Investigations, which will cost the taxpayer millions, are ongoing. Then there's the SASSA food parcels debacle. The food parcels were supposed to be worth around 1,100 rand each, but were found to be worth not more than 500 rand with very basic food stuff. But even so, these parcels didn't even reach the poorest of the poor. They were hijacked by councillors and officials and even sold to the poor and desperate. And most recently, we know of the scooter ambulance saga, where 10 million rand was spent on a glorified tuk-tuk. But we know that that was due to the apartheid government. State capture, maladministration, irregular and wasteful expenditure, all terms to disguise blatant looting and theft. The ANC government is stealing from its people, the most vulnerable. And here's my biggest issue. Who are these most vulnerable? They are the majority black population in this country. The ANC is stealing from the very people who placed them in power. The ANC is stealing from the poorest of the poor. And let's look at that as well. Who does the ANC comprise of? The government and all its structures, its ministers, councillors. Who does it comprise of? Mainly black people. 95% black people in power. So that means, according to me, the rich black man is stealing from his poor black brother. People say, well, all governments steal. Even the apartheid government stole. Even the apartheid government is corrupt. Probably true, but at least they looked after their own people first. Our government currently is stealing from their own people, and to me, that's even more of a serious crime. And it's pretty rich for our government to show solidarity with the Black Lives Matter movement, when it's clear they don't care a shit about the black lives in their own backyard. The Black Lives Matter movement is a call for other races to acknowledge and respect black people, to acknowledge that they have been prejudiced, and to take the necessary steps to rectify these past injustices. I think our government needs to be educated on how to respect black people and how to start taking steps to uplift them. Now, this picture here, you all know very well. I've seen a lot of it. But this picture to me symbolizes the current situation in the country. George Floyd represents the black man in South Africa. The police officer taking a knee is our government, sucking the life out of its people. That's my say. I'm KC.
Dondala with the masala, Panya Jira